I'm stoked for these ones, and I know a lot of people who watch this channel are stoked because I've had a lot of folks requesting this review. This is a club that's really out of character for this brand, but I think they've paid incredible homage and really thought about the history of this brand in making this club. The brand I'm talking about is one that generally is known for their blades, but the club in my hand is a hollow-bodied, cavity, foam-filled iron. This is the Ben Hogan Legend iron. The first time that the Ben Hogan brand has ever created this style of club. These things look absolutely beautiful. I think if you were looking at these in the back of the bag, you'd think it was a Ben Hogan blade, but it's so much more. Let's take a closer look. So you can't tell me that you've ever seen a better looking hollow bodied cavity than this one. First of all, it's thin, top line extremely thin. You've got a little bit of offset here on these ones, like you see in this category a lot, but it's not an extreme amount of offset. It looks like a muscle back, more so again than even most clubs in this category. Of course, you see that screw here in the port, which means that this is injected with foam. Hogan has put their own proprietary foam in here. They've also said that they have weighted that foam properly so that at the lower irons, the 4, 5, 6 irons, it's in a different configuration than it is here up at the top of the bag. I've got the 7 iron in hand here. You can also see at the hosel here that this club is forged, so I'm expecting some really good feel out of this one, just like you feel out of a flush shot in the Hogan blades. I assume they want to carry that here over to the Legend irons. The other piece of technology that Ben Hogan really is famous for here in the modern age is this V-sole. So this is all about cutting through the turf, especially if you're in the rough or in some tough lies. You've got a lot of bounce here towards the face of this club, a lot of relief on the leading edge so that it kind of slides through, and you've got less bounce here at the trailing edge so that it comes out of that rough really easily. Like I said, back of the bag, these have to be some of the best looking clubs I have seen in the player's distance category. I can't wait to try them out. I've got these paired with the KBS Tour 120 gram stiff shaft. They've also taken the extra step here to put a custom branded Ben Hogan grip on this one. Beautiful package. Like I said, probably the best looking ones you'll see in the back of a bag in this player's distance category. And now it's time to put them to the test. So we're going to be playing the forward set of tees here. My over under today is going to be plus or minus 1. Let's see if we can hit our number. Time to get to work. All right, first hole here, shorter par 4. We're going to go 4 iron off the tee, and from this tee box, looking like about 338 to the middle of the green. Water, I got a guard against there on the left, so we're actually going to test workability right away here. See if we can cut it right off the water. Well, it's cutting. Going to be in the right rough over there. We're going to have a little longer shot in. So I'll tell you one thing that bodes really well for is workability, of course, which generally in this category is kind of so-so. This player's distance category, a lot of times you have irons that are really, really straight and very forgiving, of course, but you can't necessarily move them. So I like what I saw there. I am in the rough here, so we're actually going to test a second piece of technology here from Ben Hogan, which is that V-sole we talked about, and see if we cut through the rough. I've got a good lie. Let's see what we got here for distance. Definitely further back than I'd like to be. I've got 181. I think we got to go at least 6 iron here. Got to put a good swing on this one, which I did. Again, getting a lot of draw out of that one though. And I think we have found the bunker. Decent feel coming off these ones as well. You know, we've tried some Ben Hogans on this channel that had amazing feel. These being a foam-filled cavity, they're gonna have that nice rebound to them, and you're gonna get decent feel, but maybe not, of course, as good as the forged clubs, certainly. All right, we're gonna have to get up and down here, kind of a tough shot early in the morning, see what we can do. And I've actually got a pretty challenging shot here right up against the lip of this bunker. Just want to get it onto the green, to be quite honest with you. So nothing like a challenge here early in the morning. Oh, the fact that I can put a putter in my hand is thrilling. I didn't think I could even get it this close, to be honest. So I'm pretty thrilled to have this right now. It's a snake of a putt though, downhill, left to right. Speed is the most important thing. I've been playing some other courses recently that had a little slower greens, and you come out here and you lose your touch a little bit. Let's see if we got it right. Come on, come on, come on. Oh. I thought that was going in. I'll take it though, honestly. After that lie in the bunker, we'll take a bogey from there. All right, pretty straightaway par 5 here. Again, I'm gonna go 4 iron, see if we can make a little bit better contact. Both those shots, I'd say, were not center of the club face. And you probably saw by the distances we hit them, we came up a little short on that. We'll continue to test forgiveness, I'm sure, here today, but I would like to hit a couple in the center. Now, this time I'm gonna measure it with my G80. We'll get some launch data as well as some GPS data to see how far this flew Always got to remember, we are early morning. Right now it's 50-something degrees, like low 50s in Florida. A lot of dew and water on the ground as well, so we're not going to get a ton of rollout, and shots just don't fly as far in the morning, but I'm looking for at least 195 to 200 would be a good 4-iron, I think, for this type of loft. Again, 20 degrees is where this 4-iron sits, so they're definitely pressed lofts. Not as extreme as some of the game improvement clubs we've been testing, but it's pretty strong. Much better strike there. We're heading down the right side. We may catch right rough. I'll tell you what I liked about it. First of all, much straighter shot. That one felt considerably better out of the middle of the club face as well. Club head speed 89, ball speed 127, the smash was 143, the estimated carry 188. So we should be, you know, somewhere right around that range that we're looking for, 195 to 200, but let's go find out. So yeah, early morning, as you can see, we hit right in here and we didn't get a ton of rollout like you would get on a dry day. But I wanted to be right around the 195 to 200 mark is what I said, and that's exactly what I got. So getting expected distances out of these ones. One thing I do think that might be holding these clubs back, at least in the lower irons, that I could tell is that the flights are a little bit lower. All right, so we've seen some really high launching irons out of some of the brands here this year. These ones are, I would say, kind of a mid-launch iron, at least with the shafts that I have paired, those KBS Tour 120s. All right, so now we gotta do a little bit of math because we don't wanna get ourselves into too awkward of a spot. I've got a pitching wedge as the lowest club here in the bag out of this set, so we don't want to leave ourselves an awkward distance. 268 is the number, which I feel like we had that very recently on this show and I messed it up. So I'm going to go 8-iron here. I think 8-iron pitching wedge should be a good play. And that way we get to test more of the clubs out of this set as well. With that pin cut in the middle, I'm just going middle of the fairway, I think. Tugged it a little, but man, that felt really nice coming off the club face. Maybe a little longer than I wanted that one to be. Even with this 8-iron, again, I don't think peak height of these clubs are as high. So it's gonna be very interesting to see stopping power, especially. Obviously, when you've got a little steeper descent angle, it's coming down at a steeper angle, they're gonna stop and stick. Depending on the spin we're getting, that's the other variable. So it'll be interesting to see how they stop on the greens. They feel pretty nice though, I'll tell you that. Let's go ahead and see where we're at, but we may have to hit a kind of a punchy pitching wedge from that area. All right, so actually, in this particular case, we went a lot further than I thought, and I've only got 68 yards in, which means I can't hit the pitching wedge. We're gonna have to go 58-degree wedge, but let's see if we can knock it tight and maybe make a birdie here. Spin, spin. We got a birdie putt. At least I got the speed right. All right, 131's the number. We're gonna go pitching wedge here. Pin position is a tough one. Cut over this bunker here on the left. I've got a question for you before you hit this shot though. I don't know if I've ever asked it. I tee up my irons on tee boxes. I feel like you should get every advantage you can. I think that was Arnold Palmer's philosophy as well, but do you tee them up or do you just drop and hit? I'd love to know. Leave me a comment down below and wish me luck because the ace still eludes me. I think this is the year and maybe this is the shot. Oh, felt great. It's not gonna be an ace, but it's gonna be a birdie putt below the hole in a safe spot going uphill. And so far these irons, I tell you what, the sound of them is really nice. For a, again, hollow-bodied, foam-filled cavity, it's got more of a premium iron sound to them. I think Ben Hogan does it really, really well. Again, with their blades, the sound and feel is exceptional, and a lot of that has carried over to the Legends here. All right, here is my pitch mark right here. Now this rolled out, I would say, well, let's walk it right off so we don't have to guess, 8 feet. All right, we're also slightly uphill here. So in terms of stopping power, I'm gonna say fair here. All right, it's not gonna blow your socks off. It's not gonna be like Hogan's blades or Hogan's players irons, but it's also not gonna be the extreme rollout you're gonna get from a game improvement club. It's right there in the middle, kind of as you'd expect. All right, so again, I'm in a good position, I think. Uphill here, this one's gonna be moving left to right. So far, I've had the pace of these greens pretty good, but this is our first uphill putt. Another tap in. Had the speed perfect. That's the good news. We are headed to the 4th hole. This is a very difficult hole, so if these clubs are gonna perform, they've got to do it now for me. All right, we got 395 here from these tees. Again, very challenging hole because you need 2 really good shots. The fairway really narrows here It's pretty wide and then narrows into the right-hand side. The ideal shot is a fade. I'm gonna see if I can pull it off again here. We didn't do so well in the first hole. At least we lost too much distance, but let's see if we can do it here. Well, double crossed myself, but I'll tell you what, that's a good miss. We should be left side and in fine shape. So step one complete, we're in the fairway. Step two may be even more difficult though, because I've got 190 to a back pin. And the way this green is, it's kind of like a mountain. It goes uphill and then way downhill. Ideally, I landed at about 185 and it kind of rolls down there, and hopefully not too far because then you go off the back. But either way, this is one you just got to hit and hope. There's bunker on the left, there's a lot of water on the right. Obviously I can miss left, I cannot miss right. So we're gonna play the draw here. I've got 5-iron in hand and I just pushed it right out to the right. The one thing I couldn't do, which means par does not look very likely right now. We're gonna be dropping, hitting 4, and trying to scramble for at least a bogey save here. Not a great swing there. I always think to myself, maybe I shouldn't even talk about the trouble so I don't have that thought in my mind. But the one thing I couldn't do is exactly what I did do. All right, just gotta move on, play one shot at a time here. We're gonna have a little wedge into this one. That one, be the one. See if we can make a putt. That would be nice. What a time to make a putt. All right. I did not want a double bogey. I feel like these clubs deserve better than I'm playing them right now, so it's time to really turn it on. We've got 2 holes to go. Fairly easy holes, kind of a shorter par 4 and then a par 3 to finish it off. Maybe we can get at least one of those strokes back here and get our over under. It's been a while since we've seen a putt like that drop on this show. The putting has been pretty atrocious, but that felt good. Keeps us in it, keeps us in it. Now this shot, we put some fades here with the 4-iron. What I really want to do is sling one and hopefully get at least as much roll as we can up this hill, because we're kind of moving uphill here. I'm gonna play this one a little off my back foot, take more of an inside out swing, and let's see if we can really work this one right to left. Oh yeah. Extremely workable. In this category of clubs, your players, distance, these are right at the top in terms of workability for me. Again, peak height, maybe slightly lacking. I'd like to see them a little higher, but there's always a trade-off, always a balance when it comes to clubs, and that's why I want to talk you through everything I'm seeing out here. Let's see if we can knock one tight, get that stroke back. All right, now I was curious, so I measured this one as well just to see, again, heading uphill, morning, 206, if you can see that. So, in terms of distance, very happy with that. And I've got 126 into this one, kind of in between pitching wedge and 9-iron here, because again, we're moving uphill, so it's going to be playing a little bit longer. I'm in an aggressive mood though, so we'll go pitching wedge. Caught it pretty well. It's left of the pin, but again, another birdie putt. We're hitting a lot of greens with these clubs, and that hasn't necessarily been the case recently, so maybe as poorly as I'm swinging, I think we're, what, 4 for 5 in greens in regulation, the only one really being that water ball, and that was a very difficult shot. So, you know, forgiveness-wise, I'm pretty impressed with these ones as well. All right, stopping power-wise again, fair. That's my pitch mark here with the pitching wedge, again, kind of heading uphill. So, tell you what, we are pin high. Distance was perfect there, and this is as makeable as they get right here. See if we can pull it off. I've got the confidence right now in this club. One time, baby, one time, baby. We are back. We are back. Mwah! One hole to play. After I hit this shot, we are gonna rank these clubs. 149 is the number, confidence number is like 11 out of 10 here. I'm going 9-iron. I don't think we've hit this club yet. I am going right at this one. Right side pin, so I'm gonna take an aggressive line, but confidence. Oh, hit it a little toey. We're gonna hit the green, but it's gonna be a massive putt here ahead of us. In fact, ooh, it may have spun off onto the fringe there. All right, time to rank these clubs. As you know, I rank clubs on 5 categories. First category, distance. For me, distance is gonna be a 4 out of 5. I think it's really strong. I do think, again, there are some clubs in this category that might beat it out in the distance category, but there's other places where these clubs really shine. Next is forgiveness. For me, that's gonna be 4.5 out of 5 stars. Again, hit the green there, may not have stayed on the green, but that was a toe strike. I noticed, especially with low shots, because I've hit a couple thin here today, both on the range and out here, this club performs very well on low and toe strikes. 4.5 out of 5 for me. When it comes to workability, wow, this is not what I was expecting out of a player's distance iron, and really it's at the top. It's as good as a forged club in my opinion when it comes to workability, so absolutely 5 out of 5 for this category. When it comes to aesthetics, the looks, feel, and sound, these ones again right up at the top. I mean, they are clean. This is as good as a player's distance iron gets. This is as close to a blade look, and really they've paid a lot of respect to the Hogan brand by doing it as well as they have. The feel, exceptional. Sound, again, amazing. So easily 5 out of 5 here for me in terms of aesthetics. And our last category is value. When you're looking in this category, you've got direct-to-consumer brands like Tacomo. You've even got sister brands like Ram and McGregor doing this style of club. And then on the other side of the spectrum, you've got the big names, guys like TaylorMade, and really all the big manufacturers now have this style of player's distance hollow body foam fill club. This one sits right in the middle. Price point is $849. And I think for what you're paying for those beautiful good looks and for the performance you're getting, again, I think it's a full 5 out of 5. So 94 points is the score for me. Very, very strong contender if you're shopping in the player's distance category. Absolutely recommend this one. Let's see if we can finish strong here. So I did get a lot of spin on that one off the toe. Spun left hard on me, and I do think I can putt this one though. And since the putter's hot, I think that's the play. It's gonna be tough though. Tough to two-putt it because, man, it's sloping hard downhill and left to right. I gotta play it up here. This is like what the guys have to do at Augusta here in a few weeks. Two-putt will be fantastic. Go, baby, go. Go, 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 go. This is for the over-under. No, it didn't break. It wasn't meant to be today, but I gotta say, absolutely enjoyed it. I hope you did too. Hit subscribe if you did, and I'll catch you back here next time on another edition of Let's Play Through.